Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple of Kung Fu kids in love. They love doing some Mortal Kombat reactions.
Yeah, it's Mortal Kombat time.
Yes, it is. And so this is Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, all intros and endings. And if you want all of our Mortal Kombat reactions, check out the description of this video because we got a playlist there for you. And we do a lot of Mortal Kombat reactions on this channel, which is why
we have a drink.
Yeah.
This is our MK margarita. And what makes it MK? The fact that you have blood.
You had some blood to it.
Boom. There it is.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mortal Kombat has always been and always will be. For millennia, the forces of good and evil have been locked in eternal battle over the control of Earthrealm. Some seek to use the tournament to destroy all that is good. Others seek vengeance, power, or eternal life. Time after time, each individual threat has been vanquished, and Earthrealm has enjoyed relative peace for many years. But there is concern that Earth is once again in peril.
Gasp.
This time, the threat of evil has two faces.
Oh, cool.
It is now known that the sorcerer Quan Chi has escaped from the Netherrealm. Since his escape,
Perfect name.
Quan Chi has unlocked the secret of the ancient runestone, discovered the ancient undefeatable army of the long-forgotten Dragon King, and most disturbing of all, formed an alliance with one of our deadliest enemies, Shang Tsung. With
Shang
their
Tsung's different
combined
there.
strength, they plotted to overpower the only two beings who could prevent their total domination of the two realms. The first was the Emperor of Outworld, Shao Kahn. In a false show of allegiance, they sprung their attack.
Ooh. Nice.
They then traveled to Earthrealm by way of a mystical portal known only to sorcerers and deities. There, they confronted Earth's mightiest warrior and champion of Mortal Kombat, Liu Kang. It has been Shang Tsung's desire to consume the soul of Earthrealm's greatest warrior. With Quan Chi's assistance, he achieved his goal. Liu Kang is dead.
This starts on a downer.
Yeah.
They have since returned to Outworld and are using the souls of conquered warriors to resurrect the Dragon King's undefeatable army. Should they succeed, they will have the means to conquer Outworld and eventually Earthrealm. They will be unstoppable. I can no longer stand idly by and watch this evil consume the world. I have relinquished my status as Elder God to return to Earth and lead you all to battle against our old adversaries. We must act now. We must stop this deadly alliance.
Good intro.
Man, those two teaming up.
Yeah, I know.
The Deadly Alliance was successful in reviving the mummified remains of the Dragon King's undefeatable army. Shang Tsung, however, began to realize that his relevance in the partnership had evaporated once his talents for soul transplantation were no longer needed. The balance of power within the Deadly Alliance had seemingly been undone. Fearing betrayal, he secretly instructed Kano to steal Quan Chi's amulet in an attempt to gain control
Gotta
of the
betray him
army.
first.
Since part of the soul transfer spell included the command to obey he who possesses the amulet, the army would obey only Shang Tsung and not Quan Chi once the amulet was in his possession.
Sucker. Oh!
Amulet in hand, Shang Tsung revealed his betrayal to Quan Chi
Ripping him limb by limb.
the army to destroy the sorcerer.
Damn.
Shang Tsung would succeed where others had failed. He would conquer the realms. He would conquer Earth. Boraicho looked gruff, but beamed inwardly. With their victory over the Deadly Alliance complete, he and Kung Lao had liberated Outworld from its latest threat.
Yeah.
Despite the years that had passed since training his last student, his skills had proven useful once more.
His
He
deadly
was
farts.
elated, but it would be inappropriate to express such emotions in front of his newest apprentice. Kung Lao invited his master to return with him to Earthrealm to teach more warriors at the Wuxi Academy. The success of his apprentice gave him renewed confidence in his training skills and, for the first time, a clear purpose in life.
Nice. They have the sauce.
Boraicho offered only token resistance. He accepted the offer because the defenders of Earthrealm could certainly use his help, but more importantly, because Earthrealm's rice wine put Outworld's liquor to shame.
Nice.
Ah, there it is.
Hell yeah. Uh-oh, Kano.
Deadly
Looks like your
was successful in
attempts to
reviving
try to
the
get his
mummified
amulet
remains of the Dragon
go so well.
King's undefeatable army. It would appear that nothing could stand in the way of Shang Tsung and Quan Chi as they began their domination of the realms. Unfortunately for Shang Tsung, however, Quan Chi had no further need for the partnership. Once Shang Tsung had finally revived the last of the mummified warriors, Quan Chi closed the portal to the heavens and effectively shut off Shang Tsung's endless supply of souls. Quan Chi then instructed Kano to assassinate Shang Tsung in a surprise weapon attack.
Damn.
With their captor cut wide open, the thousands of souls Shang Tsung had consumed in the past spewed forth and swirled around the room. Quan Chi came to the realization that if Kano could so easily turn on Shang Tsung, he could also turn on Quan Chi himself.
Yeah.
Quan Chi used his sorcery to drain the life from Kano and left his body where it fell.
Yeah.
Immediately, one of the lingering
Deserved.
souls shot into Kano's body.
Oh.
To Quan Chi's surprise, the man standing before him was no longer the black dragon thug known as Kano. Kano's body now contained the soul
No
of the
way.
Shaolin monk, Liu Kang.
Oh, that's a badass ending.
Oh, wow. That is a twist.
That's a great twist. That's fun. I want that to be a game now.
Li Mei had been promised that her people would be freed from enslavement if she could win the tournament held by the Deadly Alliance. Now that she had emerged victorious, the true purpose behind the tournament was finally revealed to her. Her soul would be the last one Shang Tsung needed to completely revive the Dragon King's lost
Yeah,
army.
she's coming back in Mortal Kombat 1.
Her people would never be freed, and Li Mei herself would remain trapped inside the mummified remains of a dead soldier, cursed to serve the Deadly Alliance forever.
That's horrible.
Wah. Yeah, it's a bummer ending.
Yeah.
The hunt for Quan Chi had led Scorpion to the palace of Shang Tsung. Scorpion entered the palace through a hidden passage. As he made his way through the lower levels, he was discovered by the two Oni he had previously encountered while in the Netherrealm. Shang Tsung had secretly allied with Moloch and Draman as a backup defense against Quan Chi. The
Who are these
two
two?
Oni had been hidden in an underground
Moloch and
chamber
Draman?
and were periodically fed mortals to keep them satisfied.
Okay.
Oh no.
Scorpion fought well, but was overpowered by Moloch and Draman.
No.
Although they could not consume the ninja specter, they devised another means for eliminating their foe that would satisfy their cruel nature. The Oni brought Scorpion before the portal to the heavens that Shang Tsung had tapped as a source of limitless souls. They hurled him into the Solnado, and his
Solnado,
small
nice.
body was
Good word.
ripped apart by the purity of that realm.
Damn.
A lot of bad endings.
Yeah.
Like sad endings.
After the
This
destruction
one
of
looks
the
like another
Deadly
one.
Alliance, Sonya searched for the missing Special Forces agent Kenshi. She finally discovered him, badly beaten and near death, apparently from hook-like wounds in his ribcage.
Oh no.
She managed to return him to the rendezvous point where I transported them back to Earthrealm.
Good job, Raiden.
Upon her return, Sonya was promoted to general and given a choice of command. She
Jax.
led the team
So you can
to
think
deal
of
with new
normal.
terrorist threats located on Earth, while in Outworld, Special Agent Kenshi had learned of a new threat to peace. The Red Dragon had awakened. Kenshi had finally caught up with Shang Tsung in Outworld. Years ago, Kenshi had been manipulated into releasing the souls of his warrior ancestors. Shang Tsung had consumed those souls and left Kenshi to die in the tomb. The ordeal left Kenshi blinded, but the sword of his ancestors led him out of the depths. To
Get your
redeem
revenge.
himself, Kenshi had vowed to free his ancestors from their captor. He cut Shang Tsung down with his ancestral sword, and a blast of souls was instantly released. The spirits of the warrior kings re-entered the sword as Kenshi held it above his head. His duty fulfilled, he could now return to Earthrealm.
Good for you, Kenshi.
Yeah. This is kind of a happy one.
Yeah.
Very rare.
Satisfying. Well, Sonya's
For
was
many
decent.
years,
True. It was a happy
Mavado's
one.
Red Dragon clan had been secretly engineering the destruction of their rivals, the Black Dragon. Through careful manipulation, Mavado had used the Special Forces to unwittingly aid them in this task. In return for eliminating Kenshi for the Deadly Alliance, Mavado is finally
No idea who
granted
Mavado
his
is.
battle with the last known member of the Black Dragon, Kano. After a long, brutal fight, Mavado emerged victorious, and all traces of the Black Dragon had been erased. Impressed with the fighting skill and discipline
Sub-Zero
of
doing it.
Mavado, as well as other members of his clan, Quan Chi realized the potential the Red Dragon held for staging the eventual invasion of Earthrealm. In return for their continued assistance, he offered crucial information about a new threat to Mavado's Red Dragon clan, the Lin Kuei.
There it is.
Upset by the way his adventures had been portrayed in the past, Johnny Cage found a loophole in his contract and left MCM Studios during the production of Mortal Kombat: The Death of Johnny Cage. He then used his own money to fund the production of his next movie.
Good for you, Johnny.
Which is rumored to be the true story of his latest adventures in Outworld. Mortal Kombat: Deadly Alliance broke all records in its first weekend in theaters and made Johnny Cage extremely wealthy. The movie told the true story of how Johnny Cage single-handedly saved the world from the threat of Quan Chi and Shang Tsung's Deadly Alliance. After defeating the Deadly Alliance, Sub-Zero returned to the new temple of the Lin Kuei with the severely injured ninja, Frost. A short time later, I visited the temple to commend him for his victory in Outworld and to express my gratitude for all his assistance. With Sub-Zero now the Grand Master of the Lin Kuei, Earthrealm will be well protected.
But what happens to Frost?
Kano and Sonya had fought before. Although Kano was humiliated by his defeat at her hands so many years ago, this time the outcome would be different. Kano had stolen Quan Chi's amulet at the request of Shang Tsung. With the amulet in his possession, Kano came to the realization that he was now in total control of the revived undefeatable army. Rather than hand the amulet and the army over to Shang Tsung, Kano kept them for himself.
Of course he did.
That's
and
believable.
used the army to ambush Sonya, ending their long rivalry once and for all.
You can't beat her yourself. Punk.
He's weak.
Nice.
Rage fueled Kung Lao's thirst for revenge. The memory of holding his fellow monk's broken body on the Lei Tai of the Wuxi Academy grounds consumed him as he rained blow after blow down upon Shang Tsung.
Cut him in half with his
Kung
hat.
Lao had finally mastered the attack Bo Raicho had taught him. The sorcerer could not withstand his whirlwind assault. Shang Tsung begged for mercy. Kung Lao granted him none.
Yeah.
Upon his return to Earthrealm, Kung Lao stood before the modest shrine to Liu Kang, which had been erected by the Wuxi initiates during his absence in Outworld.
Cool with Kang in the sky
He
like
lit a
that.
stick of incense and placed it among the others already burning there. He bowed his head and prayed for safe passage to the afterlife for his friend and brother. With Shang Tsung's death, Liu Kang's spirit could rest peacefully. Earthrealm was safe once more, but at a terrible cost. The work of the White Lotus Society had become more important than ever. After what seemed like an eternity, Cyrax finally emerged from the lava, holding the orb that had bound Nitara's realm to Outworld for ages. At last, it was within her grasp. She would be able to free her people from Shao Kahn's imprisonment. Fulfilling her end of the bargain, she sent Cyrax back to his Earthrealm home in exchange for the orb. Nitara stared into the orb. It seethed with the power trapped within. She raised it above her head and then smashed it to the floor. It shattered with an inhuman, soul-rending howl. Its horrible energy exploded away and tore her consciousness apart. She awoke later for the first time on her native soil.
Okay, then.
Sent by the sorcerer Shang Tsung, the two Oni known as Draman and Moloch confronted Quan Chi, enraged that he had tried to leave them stranded in the bowels of the Netherrealm. In the battle that ensued, Draman leapt at Quan Chi, and both combatants stumbled into the inner sanctum chamber. Moments later, Draman emerged from the chamber, altered from his previous form.
What? Who was he now?
Yeah, why is he altered?
Su Hao reported to his superior, Movado, and informed him of his success in destroying the Special Forces Outer World Investigation Agency. Movado then informed Su Hao of his next objective. It seemed that Quan Chi was proving to be a powerful ally and was willing to aid the Red Dragon in its quest for domination of Earth.
Until he double crosses
In
you.
a show of good faith, Movado agreed to destroy Quan Chi's enemies. The sorcerer suspected betrayal from Shang Tsung. There was evidence that Shang Tsung had allied with the two Oni, known as Moloch and Draman. Su Hao's new orders were to eliminate the sorcerer Shang Tsung before the Oni eliminated Quan Chi.
A lot of double crossing.
As
Oh
they
no,
traveled
Frost, what are you
back
doing?
to the portal that would return them to Earthrealm, Sub-Zero revealed to Frost that she had been an integral part in the destruction of the Deadly Alliance, and that he was proud to have her as a member of the Lin Kuei clan. But unknown to Sub-Zero, Frost's true intention for joining the Lin Kuei was to become Grandmaster herself. She used her Ice Blast to temporarily immobilize him and rip the Dragon Medallion from his chest.
Not cool.
As she held the medallion, she felt power surge through her body. Lacking the strength and discipline required to control the medallion's immense power, she was consumed by her own freezing ability.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, karma's a bitch.
Jax Jax had a score.
This guy's always running
with
somewhere.
The traitor he knew as Su Hao.
Su Hao.
Now revealed to be a member of the Red Dragon, Su Hao had infiltrated the Special Forces Outer World Investigation Agency and destroyed it with a miniature nuclear weapon.
Oh!
Making good on his promise, Jax eventually caught up with Su Hao and ripped the implant from his chest in retribution.
Damn.
Su Hao died a most painful death.
Looks like it.
Kitana's longtime enemy Shao Kahn was dead, and
look like
the
Kitana.
alliance between Shang Tsung and Quan Chi was defeated with the help of warriors from Earthrealm. Although there was peace once more throughout the realms, all was not right for Kitana. Saddened by the death of Goro, she attended a ceremony in the Kuotan Palace to honor her fallen friend.
I didn't know they were friends.
Following Shokan tradition, Prince Goro's body was lowered into the molten rock contained within the throne room itself. As Kitana said goodbye to her wartime ally, she also held a moment of silence for Liu Kang and secretly wished he had joined her in Edenia so many years ago.
If only.
Once again, the threat to Earthrealm has been vanquished. The deadly alliance is no more.
Because I'm a
Dangers
badass.
lie in the future I can no longer foresee. Perhaps the Dragon King will in fact return. Perhaps
Oh, he will.
the depths of the Netherrealm will spew forth a legion of Oni. Even the vampire people pose a threat to peace now that Outworld is in chaos. But one thing is certain. Earthrealm must be protected.
Yes.
I have abandoned my status as Elder God to aid these mortals and act defiant of the heavens. I will instead remain here on Earth as God of Thunder.
There you go, Raiden. Ooh, reptile?
Despite the strong sulfurous stench that filled the chamber, Reptile could smell that Nitara and Cyrax had been there recently. There was no sign of them now, except for some scattered glass shards and a residual trace of strong magical energies. His revenge would have to wait.
Oh, I thought it was gonna end like that. Like,
An expected hush
Short.
filled the
Yeah.
chamber as energy cascaded around what appeared to be a dragon embryo. The tiny dragon stretched and the egg cracked. A
Big
beam of
stretch.
energy ripped out from inside and lanced into Reptile. His world was filled with a roaring power as his squamous body was twisted and transformed.
good use of the word squamous.
Prophecy
I
had
was
been
thinking that.
fulfilled. The Dragon King had returned.
Ooh.
Okay.
He's inside reptile. These two are always together.
The heat and pressure of the lava burned out Cyrax's sensors almost immediately. He cast about blindly in the infernal pit, searching for the orb Nitara had sent him to locate. Cyrax found it resting upon a small submerged pedestal beneath the molten depths. As soon as he clambered to the surface, she demanded he hand over the orb. Nitara had promised to return Cyrax to Earthrealm once the orb had been retrieved. Taking her necklace in hand, she uttered a mystical incantation. A swirling portal opened around Cyrax had he only had time for a solemn bow before he was swept into the gateway.
Is she really sending him home? Okay. I hope so. She didn't like. I thought it was gonna be bad news tennis shoes for him and he got sent somewhere else.
Having been enslaved through sorcery to guard the molten incubation chamber, Blaze was finally freed once the dragon egg had hatched. He then resumed
So many
the
people we
quest
don't
he had
know.
undertaken
Or aren't
before
familiar with.
being subdued by his captors.
Okay, that was short.
That was very short. And didn't have a happy ending.
Yeah.
He gets captured again.
Mocap Man was probably martial arts talent for motion capture during the production. Johnny Cage's movie based on recent events in that world. Is he a character you can play in the game? He was referred to the game designers at Midway Games and used in the production of the video game adaptation of the movie. The end. Nice. That's awesome that they did that for him.
Amazing.
Yay. I'm glad mocap. How do you get that ending for mocap, man? Okay, those were cool. It was nice seeing some characters that we weren't familiar with. I mean, the 3D area, that's why we're going over this, is that we don't know the characters that well. Li Mei, when she was in the new Mortal Kombat 1 trailer, didn't really recognize her. So, you know, learn a little bit more about these characters since they seem to be coming back in this new iteration of Liu Kang's world.
Yeah, and her ending in particular just stuck out to me as being so horrible because she's pushed back into the mummified body of one of these soldiers who is destined forever to serve the people who destroyed her people. I mean, just kind of a very sick, cruel kind of last laugh that her enemies are getting at her expense.
Yeah, I would rather just be dead than have to do that and serve them for forever, for all of eternity. That would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of bad endings in Deadly Alliance for people. Not too many of the happy endings. Johnny Cage's was obviously the best because it told the truth of exactly what happened. Especially like the pose with like his pose and like Sonya underneath him and like her hand,
God,
between his legs, resting high up his thigh.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is his fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Does not match the reality. Sonya would kick his butt.
And Kano, cheating jerk, steals the amulet, and then that's the only way you can take down Sonya.
Yeah, but I did find it, I mean, that ending wasn't satisfying, but there was a lot of satisfaction to be had in the different endings of Quan Chi and Shang Tsung. Why am I not saying that right?
Shang Tsung.
Thank you, Shang Tsung. And Kano in some of the earlier iterations of the ending when they are all double crossing each other and they're all like one of them's dying each time around in the story. So I did not like Kano's like happily ever after ending where he gets the medallion and destroys Sonya, but the other versions of the endings were satisfying. Yeah,
it was nice that there were like they had some similarities. I mean, there's some crossover in between their endings. I did enjoy that as well. Blaze's ending was the most like forgetful and was just like I blinked and it was over. And what the hell?
And we don't even know Blaze is a character all that well either. So like, I don't feel like I got much of Blaze out of this.
Yeah. Like even though we don't know much of Li Mei, like at least you got like, I don't know, a little bit more out of it, and there was something like feeling in a connection there with her character, even if like we didn't get that much of like a backstory, like know more about her. And then same with the vampire lady and like Cyrax, Natara. Yeah, like her too. Like I mean, that was another character where obviously I couldn't remember her name, but that's just my own thing. But you know, like her and got a little bit of her story and like what she wanted, and I liked how like it tied in with Cyrax and like they were kind of like in it together, and you know he got the orb for her and she was able to send him back. So yeah, like I mean, but like Blaze, it was just like he's just like a guy that's on fire.
I couldn't help it with the Cyrax and Natara, like the beautiful illustration that they had with that story, where it genuinely looks like Cyrax is taking a knee in lava to propose to Natara, like. I will kneel in lava for you. I love you so much.
I thought he was dead. Yeah, I'm like okay, well, I guess he's like giving her the orb as his last act because he's like, you know, dying in the lava.
Yep. And the caption even underneath that was talking about like how horrendous the lava was to him. And I'm like, okay, so he's like going for that ultimate sacrifice, I would die for you love kind of proposal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, kneeling in lava is, you know, lava's not going to be nice to you if you kneel in it.
No. It's not.
That's a pro tip right there.
Pretty sure it didn't work out too well when Anakin Skywalker tried that. So I don't think it's going to go much better for Cyrax.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Too soon.
That was cold. That was cold. I'm not usually that cold-blooded, but you know, it was there. What I liked about this and also what left me wanting more, which is good on them for that, is I didn't see as many of the characters as I am familiar with.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if it was equal parts, the ones I know and the ones I don't know, but maybe it was somewhere in the ballpark of like 70-30 or 60-40.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some characters that I know that I'm like, wait, but what about these characters?
Yeah.
And I don't learn anything about them. Like, do they exist in this world? What are they up to? Where's Jade?
She really wants to know about Devora. Like, is really upset about that.
Not so much. But, you know, I mean, like, I feel like the snapshot of Katana was quite small.
I learned something new. I didn't know that her and Goro were like friends.
Yeah. So we got a little more insight into her, which was beneficial. Liu Kang's was just that was tough to watch.
Yeah. But I really liked I guess it was Quan Chi's ending. That was pretty cool where like he kills Shang Tsung and then Kano, but then Liu Kang's body or soul goes into Kano. I was like, oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be fun to see. Like, I don't know, a little short story on that. Liu Kang takes over Kano's body. And
yeah, like, and then what happens?
The misadventures they get into.
Yeah, that leads to so many questions then. Like, what does Liu Kang do in Kano's body?
Yeah.
And how do people react to Kano? Because they obviously assume it's him and not Liu Kang. So yeah, it'd be fun to explore that one.
That could be like a fun, like, you know, Freaky Friday kind of like comedy.
Mortal Kombat does Freaky Friday.
Exactly. That's my pitch. Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments, and more suggestions for stuff to react to for Mortal Kombat. And obviously, we're gonna check out more of it. Really excited for Mortal Kombat 1. Can't wait for it. Yeah, we've already ordered it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance intro and endings, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.